Welcome to the fourth race in the AAA Racing Academy's summer series, where we race GT3 cars and also Cadillac is welcome. Unfortunately, we haven't had a Cadillac joining for a while, so we're gonna have to do with the GT3 cars instead. We are at the moment showing pictures from the qualifying. We're going to look at the qualifying result in a little while. Just going to have a look at the car series, the BMW GT3 car. And this is Klaus Peterson, and has been with us for most of the races. This is the Porsche. In this game it's called the RUF. I think that has to do with legal rights. The RUF is a manufacturer that builds, rebuild Porsches for street use and also racing purposes. So that is what they, the name they use here. This is Johan Hallberg passing us on the track here. We have also Jelena Medvedeva in the McLaren with us, here in the McLaren GT3 car. And here in the white, yellow and blue Ford GT3 version is Jürgen Peterson. We have had a nice 1 hour qualifying session here, and the conditions are fairly okay. It's not the best grip in the track, but the weather is very nice, as you can see, bright and sunny. And the Cerny brothers, Alex and Tobias, rejoined us. They were gone last weekend. They were actually on Nürburgring for a real life GT3 race as spectators. So let's go over and have a look at the starting grid. In pole position in the Ford GT we have Jürgen Peterson yet again. He has not been able to get off the line properly for the last 3 races, so let's see if he can manage that this race. In second position we have Johan Hallberg in the RUF. In third we have Mattias Norling in the BMW, showing here the logotype of Swedish sim racers on his black and grey car with the Swedish blue and yellow stripes across the hood and roof. Alex Cerny now in a McLaren. He usually drives the BMW Repsol sponsored car this time, and it will be interesting to see how he manages this car. Tobias Cerny, the brother, is also in a McLaren for this race. Repsol sponsored car also, just a little bit different colors. Jarvi Servieux is new in this series. First race he is attending. Red Bull sponsored McLaren also. Rick A. James is with us every race in a race Rexona sponsored RUF. And Klaus Peterson in his John Player special sponsored BMWs. Jelena Medvedeva in a McLaren also. And here is Jonathan Taylor in his Sprunk sponsored RUF. So let's move over to the race. The red lights are on, and any moment now the drivers will start revving up the engines. Now they're revving up, and we'll have green lights any moment here now. There are green lights, and Jürgen does not get a good start this time either. Everything seems to be going well in the start, no problem there, having 3 cars wide, almost getting into T1. Now it's 2 cars wide. There's Jürgen and one of the Cerny brothers. All cars are with us after the start, no incidents. Up in the lead we have Johan Hallberg, who's pulling away a little bit. He got a very good start. Jürgen kind of clogged things up for not getting off the line properly. Looks like the gap down to between Johan and Jürgen in second position is closing a little bit. Have Johan Hallberg in first position, Jörgen Petersen in second. Alex Cerny is up to third, right ahead of Matthias Norling, followed by Tobias Cerny, Rick A, James Jari Serviu, Jelena Medvedeva, and Jonathan Taylor. We are going out on lap 3, and we still the top 5 cars are pretty close together. We have Alex Cerny only 1 or 2 car lengths behind Jörgen Petersen, and he is about to go out on the long straight. So we will see here if he has a chance to close the gap, maybe overtaking into T1. Oh, Alex goes hit the rumble strip a little bit, and he is being thrown sideways and long ways and spin ways and all the ways you can imagine, and his car is badly beaten up, and he's took a quick move over to the pit lane, so he is gone. We have Johan Hallberg up in first. It looks like Cerny did not pull any of the other cars with him in the fall. Everyone seemed to be able to dodge him. We're going to go back and have a look at that from one of the other cars. It must have been a close call from many of the other cars coming behind. We are here in the shop review, and we have Alex Cerny, Cameron Alex, and you see there he goes on the grass, and he hits the railing, and he's hit once and twice, and then he comes to a stop, and then he's hit the third time, and he goes airborne, probably about 100 feet up in the air, and there we have him back in the pits. Okay, so Alex is pretty much gone. I doubt that he will be able to catch up, but we will see. We are riding along here with Jörgen Petersen. We're going to have a look at the draft of this track. You see the long straight going up the hill, and the distance here now is about 40 meters or so, and now you see it starts closing. The top speed is usually about 258, 259 kilometers an hour. You see here now it's exceeding 260, and is pretty much caught up that 40 meters that was the distance when they entered the long straight. So that is how much you can gain depending on how close you are behind. So if you want to pass on this track, you will have to be close enough and then get the good run out of the long straight and overtake, break into the chicane. We can see here Alex's car in the pits. It's pretty badly bashed up, and it's coming smoke out of the car. Alex is still in the car, however, so well, probably not that big of a problem, even though it looks bad. We'll see if he can get out on track again. We are going out on lap number 6, and we have Johan Hallberg still in the lead, followed by Jörgen Petersen, only 2 tenths behind roughly, and there is Matthias Norling in third position, another 2-3 tenths behind, and we're going out on the long straight. So now we're going to see if Jörgen is close enough to overtake. He's moving towards the inside. And there he passes. Jörgen Petersen is up to first place ahead of Johan Hallberg. So now is the problem. Staying behind and keeping up is one thing. Now you are in, you're not getting the benefit of the draft. On the other hand, you do not have disturbed air anymore going through the bends. You can actually benefit from that, going a little bit faster in the corners and slower on the straight. So now we'll have to see if Jörgen will be able to pull away, or if it will just be Johan trying to take the position back. You can see now also that Matthias Norling is really close behind. So it looks like this is a battle that is going to be ongoing through the race, 6 laps into it, and it will be roughly 23, 24, 25 laps this race. So in fourth position now we have Tobias Cerny, not that far behind. You can see also the lap times there is doing 1:47.9s. Matthias Norling there, and the guys ahead of him did high 46s, so they are driving fast at the moment. Rick James there in 5th position did a 1:48 previous lap. It's followed by Jelena, also did a 1:48 flat, more or less. She's up to 6th position now. starting a couple of positions further down. And we have Jari Sirviö, 7th position, did a high 149 this lap. There's Klaus Pedersen, some kind of, I probably had a pit stop there, 216, indicate some kind of pit stop. Let's go and see if we can find out what happened to Klaus. We see here on previous lap going through the chicane of the long straight that he goes a little bit sideways and then spins it. That is on lap 5, and he unfortunately does not hit the wall or anything else, so he can get the car straightened up again, and looks like he has a little bit dent rear wing there. So anyway, he needed to go into pits after this, and that's why he was there. We are on Jelena Medvedjeva's car in the nose camera, and she's right behind Rick James, and we're going into one of the last right-hander. Rick loses the rear end and is left there parked sideways on the track. Jelena is therefore now up to 5th position. So, and I think the next car up would be Tobias Ernie. But I think that is quite far up to there, so we'll see what Jelena can accomplish. We are just about to start lap number 12. There it is, and we have Jörgen Pedersen in the lead. You can see now that he has pulled away from the cars behind him, and that was the pace car. There is Johan Hallberg, so he has a couple of seconds lead there, and also Johan has made a little gap down to Matthias. It's about half a second or so. In 4th we have Tobias Czerny, and you can see it's not that far away now. The lap times are still, they're still doing better lap times up ahead here. I see Matthias did a 1:46.8 and Tobias 1:47.3 there, so it's a half a second lap difference. 5th position, Jelena Medvedjeva, and running still in the 1:48s. It's not that far now until we should start to see some pit stops. Halfway through the race should be somewhere around 12-13 laps, and we have a little bit extra fuel just to be safe. So well, somewhere here around 14th, 15th, 16th lap, I'm pretty sure we will have pit stops. Jari Sirviö is in 6th position, and we have Klaus Pedersen in 7th position. Alex here is in 8th, and quite far behind after his crash. All of you that has been following the previous races, you might have noticed that Andy Morgan is not with us this race, and he had work commitments that kept him away from motorsport, unfortunately, and he received an overtake attempt, by the way. Oops. See if Johan can fight back here. Yes, he does. I did not expect that. Anyway, Andy had work commitment, so he's not with us. Last race at Montreal, he's, as you maybe remember, he stopped all of a sudden, just pulled aside. I assumed it was ran out of fuel. I had no other explanation. I later learned that actually lost connection or had some other computer problems. So he all of a sudden the screen went blank for him. So that's why he dropped out of that race. We hope to see him back in the next race, next Saturday. Out on lap 14, Johan is still keeping Matthias behind, and Matthias is close, but I don't think that he's close enough to overtake. We will see now the gap closing. looks like Johan is good at keeping a good speed through the last corner before the long straight, so he kind of pulls away a little bit. Then the distance between them shrinks again, and then it stretches out, it's back and forth. So it will be still another 15, no, about 10 laps that Matthias will have the chance to make new attempts. We will have also a pit stop, and during pit stops things can happen. We see there up ahead is you can see Jürgen Petersen. The distance now is about 3 seconds. There you see him, he's just passing the corner. There is also the distance. So when we go into the pits, you have to time everything. If you take tires, you're losing time, and the question is if you're going to make up that time during the laps coming after that. So now when it's 10 laps roughly to go, if you lose 10 seconds putting on new tires, you have to be 1 second quicker per lap. Unfortunately, then you might also lose a position for someone you then will have to overtake, which is not that easily done. But of course, when you have the new tires on, you will be faster on track. It's just a matter of being able to make up the time that you lost in the pits. But we will see now. We should have the first cars pitting in any moment now. So we will move over to pit view here in a little while. See when they start dropping in. We are on lap 14, just starting on lap 15, and we have the first car coming in here. We just had Alex Czerny passing by, but he's 1 lap down. But he did his pit stop anyway, and here we have Jari Sirvieu doing his pit stop in his McLaren. This indicates that they are running out of fuel, so we should probably have the rest of the cars here in this lap or the lap after. Also see there Klaus Petersen are in for repairs. His car looks quite damaged. Hood is gone. There is Jürgen Petersen coming into pits. The leader is pitting in. So now we'll see what pit strategies the top drivers will do, and if the 2 cars, the second and third car, will be able to make an undercut, being faster on the lap where the leading car is in pits, and thereby when they get back out in track being ahead. Doesn't look like Jürgen is taking any tires, and it's not that many laps to go. Roughly about 8-9 laps, so it would make big difference. There he goes. And we have Jelena Medvedeva in here also in the pits. I think that was Klaus disconnecting. Jelena is off. Next car approaching is Johan Hallberg in the rough. So see here that he is still doing lap times in the low or mid 147s, even though tires are now 16 laps old. The tires actually, they keep up pretty well. It's not like they drop off rapidly when you get over a certain amount of laps, which is good. So Johan Hallberg comes in, and so does Mattias Norling, second and third position. and I would guess that will be a race in pit. And we see there that Johan overshot a little bit, had to go back into his pit position, and that will cost him a couple of seconds. And we see Jürgen there coming down the straight. He leaves early and ahead of Johan. So now getting out on the track, we'll see what the positions are. Here we see Jürgen coming down the straight, and the cars are gone from pits, and there we see the RAF of Johan Alberg is in front of Jürgen, so Jürgen lost time in pits, obviously. There is Matthias Nordling now in first position. So this indicates that Jürgen took tires, you might think, but actually he didn't. He overfilled fuel, took on quite a lot more than he needed, and lost about 7 seconds there. And in this, in racing, 7 seconds is a lot. So before he was 3 seconds ahead, now he's 3-4 seconds behind. So we're on lap 18 still, and we see the distance between Jürgen and Johan is shrinking a little bit, not that much. Coming out of pits, things change. The car is a little bit heavier and weight distribution is changed. It takes a little bit to be acquainted to the car again. Also weight distribution is different, of course. Porsche has the fuel tank up in front and the engine in the rear, and so it affects some. Oh, and here Johan goes sideways, lifting off throttle or lifting off brake after that right-hander. Increased the grip in the front, and rear end stepped out, so he dropped down 2 positions there, I think. It was that pass there. That was Tobias Turney, so he should now be up in third. Yes, that is. That was unfortunate. Johan. Alex is right on the tail of Jürgen, and Alex, of course, is a lap down. I think that he just wants to make his Jürgen aware of his presence, and also showing that there is nothing wrong with his lap times, even though he's a lap behind. So Jürgen is pushing now to catch this BMW, Matthias Nordling. So we're going to keep an eye on the lap times and see what happens in the next couple of laps. The distance now is about 3.5 seconds. We're watching Alex right behind Jürgen going on the long straight, heading towards the chicane, and it looks like Alex here goes on brake a little bit late, and instead of risking anything, he goes straight ahead, which is a good move in a situation like this, only a few laps to go. So we got a little slow down penalty there for going straight ahead. Lifts off. Tobias Turney is going out on lap 20. He's up in the third position after the car up ahead from him lost the rear end in a right-hander, and he's going up the hill. This is 200 kilometers an hour, and he hits the right side curb and loses grip, goes into the rails on to the fence on the left side, gets car damage, and there he's passed again by Johan Alberg. So Johan regains one of the position he lost when he spun. So this incident here with Tobias forced him to go into pits and have some repairs. Elena Medvedeva a few laps, sorry, 8 to 10 seconds I think it is, maybe more behind him. So the question is if he will be able to maintain the position 4, if we will drop one more. We will see. I think it's quite a big distance down, so he has the opportunity. I guess that he will have to take new tires perhaps, and see that his rear wing there has some damage. We see here Tobias coming into pits, and on the outside there is Elena Medvedeva passing, so he loses one more position. You see that he took new rear tires, it looked like, and got his rear wing fixed, and he's out again, so it's down 2 positions. The cars are about to go out on lap number 23. Mattias Norling passes the start-finish line here first, and he did a lap time last lap here at 1:48.17. Jürgen right behind him did a 1:47.33, so it's roughly 8 tenths. Distance now is about 2 seconds, so this is going to be tight. We haven't had the white flag quite yet, but it will be probably next time they pass. Alex here did a 1:47.1, so he's fastest at the moment. 1 lap down. On the other hand, as we know, Johan here did a 1:49.1 in 3rd position now, and Jelena there did 1:48.7. Tobias here in 5th. In the car here with Jelena Medvedeva, and going just a few corners before start-finish line, she lifts off. Nothing has happened, hasn't spinned or anything. So clearly lifting off early, not revving. So my guess is that she is running out of fuel. So also save fuel. I don't know that for sure. Guessing. But yeah, I think that is quite likely, so we're going to keep an eye on to see if she can stay in 4th position or if she will be caught by the car in 5th. Okay, back to the lead. 2 corners to start-finish straight, and distance between Mattias and Jürgen is now about 1 second. We'll probably get the white flag here indicating 1 lap to go, and we'll see here what the lap times are. 1:48.6 for Mattias and 1:47.3. So Jürgen caught 1.3 seconds here in the last lap, and now you can see it's really closing, and this is going out on the last lap. So if it's going to be an overtake, it's going to be within the next minute. And here Jürgen keeps a tighter line, and he is much faster, actually goes out there on the grass a little bit. But he did not get a chance to overtake. So now it's really pushing, making life as complicated as possible for the car up ahead, of course. There's one more straight with a little bit of luck that you can break past. It's this one, the end of here, if you're really close. I don't think the distance there is close enough. It's too far away. And there is a small, it is close, and we have a small chance on the next little straight here if Mattias gets a bad exit. But he doesn't. So I think this is a done deal. Oops, Jürgen there goes a little bit wide in the exit. It stays on target. And here we have the checkered flag for Mattias, and he's actually celebrating a little bit. Well done. So Mattias Norling in winning the race. 2nd is Jürgen Petersen, followed by Alex there in 7th, of course. So here is Johan Alberg finishing in third, followed by Yelena Medvedeva, and she managed to, so far, staying ahead of the car behind, and we can hear the car coming there. So I'm pretty sure that Yelena has a good, she has this under complete control. You can see that the lap time, the last lap also was 1:58, and that is about 10 seconds slower than a normal lap pace. So it's good, she had a little bit of a lead there. So it's fourth position for Yelena, well done. And followed by Tobias Turney in fifth. Here we have Jari Sirviö in his Red Bull sponsored McLaren. Well done, Jari, and thank you for joining our series. And there we have a car crashing. Who was that? That's Alex on the roof. And here we have the cars going back for the pits. Okay, so that was what we had from here. We're going to have a quick look also on the championship standings. We haven't been showing that, and we had some questions about that. So here are the championship standings. So the standings are as follows. In first, we have Yelena Medvedeva in 150 points. Second is Jörgen Petersen in 144. Then is Tobias Cerny in 128. Matthias Norling in 124. Klaus Petersen in 90 points. Rick A. James in 82 points. Jonathan Taylor in 80 points. Johan Hallberg in 78 points. Alex Cerny in 64 points. David Sestello in 50 points. Andy Morgan in 44 points. Jimmy Nilsson in 42 points. Then we have in 13th position Dan Lensin in 28 points. We have Tori Tesla in 24 points. Jari Servio also in 24 points. Danny Resser in 18 points. Jacob Groth in 16 points. Marcos Castillo in 12 points. Michael Johnson is in 12 points. And Angelo Amendola in 10 points. And with that, while we are overviewing the pit lane, I say thank you very much for watching this race, and I hope to see you again next Saturday at Donington. Thanks for watching.